One. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Sorry that we haven't streamed, in a bit, but real life chaos happened. Plus it was my birthday on Wednesday, so I didn't want to, stream on that day. Joining us today is My Mod ExarKun42 as we return to our KOTOR. Say hello, X.
There. Hello there.
Alright.
I mean, it's Star Wars content. You have to do the episode 3 quote.
Hello there, General Kenobi. Alrighty. We should check where we last were.
Alright, looks like we just... Look, if I remember correctly, you had just built your lightsaber, and we're getting ready to go out into the... Go out into the wider world of the...
Yeah, I believe we have to talk to the council, correct? Or do we go out to the wider world now?
If you talk... I believe you had to talk to Jar, and he would give you the mission with Johanny.
Let me see. Oh, trying to find...
Yeah, you'll have to go out. Let's see. There's a you have to do the quest with Johanny. There's also the Mandalorian Raiders quest, and there's the murder mystery quest as well. I love that quest so much.
You have done extremely well in constructing your lightsaber, apprentice. Your crystal seems to have been set perfectly. It is rare indeed for that to happen the first time one constructs their lightsaber. These crystals are very rare. Found only in certain caves strong in the Force. By adding crystals to your lightsaber, you can alter or enhance its properties. There have even been unconfirmed rumors of certain Force-sensitive caves here on Dantooine that may hold these crystals.
Alright, really quick, I just wanted to state, because I know people probably noticed. Yes, I shaved my mustache. Why did you shave your mustache, Jins? Because I fucked up trimming it. I was trying to trim it, because it was, growing, it was starting to curl into my lip, into my mouth. So, I was trimming it, took off too much on one side, and it's like, oh, fuck, it's lopsided. Alright, just take off the whole damn thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, you still have a bit of 5 o'clock shadow going on there.
Well, that was a couple days ago. I've been letting it grow back out.
Okay.
Because I do not like not having a mustache. Oh, you didn't see it. My cat gave me a look of, who the fuck are you?
Cats are cats,
She's a very lovey cat, but she kind of had that, like, okay, I was like, you smell like Jins. You don't look like Jins. Alright, I can find crystals on Dantooine. Yes, we can.
I do not know if there's any truth in it. But you must learn
first
to use your
crystal
lightsaber and
cave.
take care when
It's not exactly a side quest, quote unquote, but like you can kind of find it, and it's really nice to find it,
recognition comes honor and respect.
It's not that hard to find. It's just like on the outer edge of one of the modules.
The
oh yeah, the other side quest. This is actually one of my favorite side quests in either KOTOR game, just because of how hilarious it is. This is the side quest that the girl Elise gives you just outside of the courtyard, where she's like, my companion is missing. He's been taken.
Oh, it's the droid.
Yeah, the droid. The droid. Let's just leave it at that. The droid.
Yeah, let's let people experience that one firsthand.
Yeah, that one is hilarious. I love that one. It's so freaking funny.
Oh, this will probably make you laugh, X. So, part of my bang, you know how part of my bang was going gray?
Yeah.
It's shifted from gray to white.
Ooh, somebody's old.
I'd blame my mother's side of the family for that. Everyone in that side of the family has gone gray very young. Apparently I had an aunt who started going gray in kindergarten.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so that tells you everything about that side. Alright, ready to face the first trial?
For every Jedi, the threat of the dark side is always present. You must truly understand this before you are accepted into the Order. You must see the corruption of the dark side for yourself. Even here on Dantooine, there are places where the dark side holds sway, twisting and tainting nature itself. The ancient grove, once used for deep meditation by the Jedi,
Yeah, I've made my
tainted.
proper
A
delve
wave of
into
darkness perverts
YouTube
the
content
region
creation
around it.
recently.
The Geth
Oh
hounds
yes, I
in the
heard
area
you
have become
released
savage
a
and
video today, I
ruthless.
believe.
They have become a
Yep,
threat to the
I put up a
settlers,
review
threat the
of
Jedi
one
had
of
promised to stop.
Hornby's Flying Scots and Centenary range models.
Hmm.
Overall, a very nice model, but a tiny bit overpriced, partially due to a little bit of misleading advertising, in my opinion.
Ah. That sucks.
Basically, they advertised full die-cast construction, and yet some of the detailing was plastic, and the tender body was plastic, and it's just like, if you're gonna advertise die-cast construction, at least make the tender body and the dome die-cast, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
And like that just like the only reason I didn't give it full marks for detail was because the plastic body of the tender and the plastic dome made the finish feel a tiny bit uncohesive.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, what would you
But
like
yeah,
me to
if you
do,
want to
Master
see all my
Sar?
thoughts on it,
Geth hounds are but
check
a
out my
symptom of the
review,
true
hashtag
problem.
shameless plug.
You must journey
Hey,
into the grove
nah,
and confront the true source.
Plug
of
away
the
on that one.
darkness.
Go check
That
out XR's
is
review
your
after
task.
this stream. You know more than you're
I'm gonna
telling
warn
me.
Say no more. Some things you must see for yourself.
Great, and
None of the other
everything
Jedi
was
at the
filmed with
Academy
my
are
phone
permitted
on
to
a
help you in this
tripod, so
task. But remember this, my young apprentice. A Jedi
It was filmed
acts
on
with
your phone on a
patience and
tripod.
care, and
That can
those
work
on the
at
dark
times, yeah.
path are not always lost.
It may not be the best,
The
but
dark
hey, it should
side
still be pretty good.
taints the ancient grove. Your lessons
yeah, there
cannot
are
continue
times where
until
it
the
doesn't
spreading
exactly
corruption of
focus
the
super
dark
well
side
just
has been
because phone
stopped.
camera.
This is your
Yeah.
task, apprentice. May the Force be with you.
Like I feel like if I had like a proper camera, it would have actually come out pretty well.
Yeah, that is the thing. Alrighty, believe we check here, Jedi Trials. So here's Carb, Bastila, Jedi Trials, Canyon, Evan Hong, yeah. Yeah, alright. There's that. Do we talk to the council now? Do we talk to Master Sar, or
Well,
can
at
we
this
leave?
point, you basically just get to go out into the wider world of Dantooine, fight some Mandalorian Vaders, help a lady with her droid, and then find Johanny.
Yeah,
Oh
alright.
yeah, and there's also the murder mystery side quest, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, there's a
Completely
lot.
different reasons.
Alright, gotta talk to this fucker. There we go. Uh-huh, yep. Here's normal settlers. Oh yeah, Nemo. This guy.
Are you a Jedi?
Here
How
we
long can you
go.
people continue to sit by and claim you protect us?
Oh,
Protectors.
the Mandalorian quest.
You
The
sit in
Mandalorian
your enclave
Vaders.
safe from the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
while we
warn you,
suffer.
these guys are these Mandalorian Vaders are totally vicious.
Here we
No,
I don't know
go.
if you remember,
They've
but
been
when I
raiding
was
planets
streaming
across this sector
KOTOR,
and
I
farms
had
around
a
here
mod that
You
enhanced
Jedi
the
have left them
Mandalorian
alone
armor
because
by
they
like a
haven't
lot,
harmed you.
and it made that
They
quest
steal
an
our
absolute
property,
pain in the butt to
destroy our land.
complete.
Worse, those
Like, it's
Mandalorian
already an
brutes have
annoying
killed my
quest
daughter.
just because the
You
enemies
should
are
have
really tough,
protected
but
her
oh
better.
my gosh,
And
the
you call
enhanced armor
yourself her
just made it
father.
awful.
And what am I supposed to do against a dozen Mandalorians and Duros? Nothing. There was nothing I could do. They came to our land demanding our livelihood. But Ilsa, my Ilsa, said no.
No, yeah, only an idiot says no.
There was nothing I could do. Too many of the Mandalorians and their Duros allies. I've come here to ask you, please, Master Jedi, stop these raiders and get revenge for my daughter.
Maybe you can make it worth my
I'll
while.
give you all I have. Just please, annihilate them from the face of this planet.
I guess Darkside points. I want to remember there's literally no reason. Come here. This small part. Alright. I was like going through looking at all the sides. That makes sense. Never know what you might be able to find. Well, nothing, so. There's the walk. God, I forgot how clunky this can look. Alright, I believe that's her.
Yeah, that lady is the droid quest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, like, you should totally do that quest. It's just hilarious. Like, the dialogue in that quest always makes me laugh.
Sounds slightly. Alright, let's go talk for.
Greetings, young Jedi. I wonder if you could assist me. I seem to have lost my companion, you see?
Who are you?
I'm sorry, Master Jedi. I did not give you a proper introduction. I'm Elise Montagna. I own the farm to the north of here, but I really am in need of your assistance. Time may be critical with so many Kathhounds about. Oh, and those Mandalorians. Please, will you help me find him?
I'm sorry, I always chuckle when it comes to this side quest. It's hilarious.
Hey, it's a fucked thing. Your
We
companion.
were working on my farm to the north of here. I was working in the garden outside, and he was working inside. I heard the door to the house open, but not close. I went to see and found it wide open. I searched everywhere and could not find him. I worry so much. I need him back so badly. I wonder if he... Could he have been kidnapped?
Did anyone hold a grudge against him?
Not that I know of. None of my neighbors really know he's there. Maybe it was the Mandalorians. Or maybe Kathhounds. But no, Kathhounds are not intelligent enough to open doors. Although they have been more vicious lately. No, it must have been someone who could open the door by himself. Come to think of it, the door was locked.
Could have been open from the inside.
Well, yes, it could have. But he had no reason to run away. His programming...
You expect me to run off to find some stupid droid?
Yes, he is a droid, but he is very valuable to me.
And, like, a lot of the
He's
companions
the
have
last
some
piece
really
of my
funny
poor
dialogue when it
castaways
comes to
that I have
this
left.
quest. Like,
He is
Cars has a
very
lot of
dear
funny
to me, my
comments on it.
preciouses.
Wow, she really
Now,
misses
what
her
I do
droid,
tell
doesn't
him
she? He'll
is the only
say.
companionship I have on all of Dantooine.
What exactly are you using for again?
Is a personal assistance droid.
Like, Cars
My
has a lot of
husband is
really
genius at
fantastic
constructing
commentary
droids.
about this
He
quest.
made
It's
this one
hilarious.
capable of taking care of me for the rest of my life. As the last legacy of my husband, for my own personal ease of mind, I need him back. His absence gnaws at me like a gaping wound. Please, I beg of you, return my droid to me.
If I happen to see him, I will send him back
Thank
to you.
Thank you, Master Jedi. If you find him, please send him home to me. I need him so much.
Who the hell is... I don't care. Alright. Let's just try to find... Trying to remember, that leads to a different module. Yes. I'm trying to remember where the cave might be. Ah, fuck it. Let's go attack Kathhounds. May as well.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, just a lot of clearing calf-hounds, huh?
Yep.
Oh.
The albino calf-hound is a boss fight in his own right for some stupid freaking reason. Like, in real life, albino animals are like albino stems from a genetic disorder that like just makes them hypersensitive to sunlight and a couple other different things. So in reality, an albino calf-hound would be a lot easier to kill than a normal one. And yet the albino calf-hound is like scarier than Malik in a way. And no, like, I'm only slightly exaggerating. That albino calf-hound is like legitimately annoying. Like, I've seen people who are basically professional KOTOR streamers struggle with fighting that stupid albino calf-hound. It's so annoying. I mean, partially because the other guy I watch, likes to do weird build challenges. Like, he'd be like, okay, I'm playing KOTOR 1. Let's do a Volker shock stick only build.
Yeah.
But, like... Zalbar is a powerhouse, isn't he?
He is, but he's a battered powerhouse right now.
Yeah. He's like that B-17 ye old pub that the maintenance crews on when it arrives back to England after a bombing raid. The maintenance crews were puzzled as to how it was still even flying at that point because it had taken so much damage.
Hmm.
By the way, that specific B-17 is also involved in one of my favorite war stories. If you've ever heard of a German pilot called Franz Stigler, look it up. Franz Stigler and Ye Old Pub. There's a Sabaton song about it too. No Bullets Fly. Great song.
I do not want to be going to the Strange Ruins right now.
Yeah, that comes later.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to be going there right now. Just trying to remember which fucking path I take to get to the proper module. Because I want that fucking crystal.
Okay, so I think the way it actually works is that both of these entrances go to one of the two estates, and then both of the entrances on the other side of this map go to the Grove, and then the entrances from the Grove go to the estate where you find the Crystal Cave.
Yeah, it was both the entrances on the Enclave go to this land. No. I'm getting lucky that it seems like they're not hitting me, thankfully. Alright, let's hope Zalbar gets...
Here's a tip. If you transit back to your ship, it'll heal all your health, and then you can just transit right back.
Yeah, I don't want...
The downside to that, though, is that it can respawn the calf hound, so if you do poorly in that fight, you basically only gain some XP off of it.
Yeah, that's kind of like why I'm trying purposely not to do that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Don't get me wrong, it's good, but you have to know when to employ it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I hate how loud this. Effects are way, way, way too loud. Try to balance audio. Now, it's not like I don't get experience for taking out calf hounds, so I may as well.
Die!
It does seem like they are missing me heavily, if I'm right.
Yeah, they're not hitting you, at all. Which is really good. I think that has partially to do with your armor, and partially to do with the dueling feats giving you defense bonus.
Yeah. It's rather amazing that I'm so lucky in that so far.
Die! That'll show you.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
actually playing a KOTOR 2 run at the moment.
That's the
Where I
grove.
do hand-to-hand. Now, the difference here is in KOTOR 2, the dueling feat affects unarmed combat as well as the swords or blasters or whatever. In KOTOR 1, there are absolutely no feats that boost unarmed combat. So, in KOTOR 2, the dueling feat applies to unarmed combat as well as you just naturally getting unarmed specialist feats as the game goes on. So you can actually build a really mean hand-to-hand combatant.
Hmm. So far,
Like,
we've
it's
just
absolutely
exposed the path
hilarious.
to the grove.
First off, defeating the it was really mega satisfying to completely destroy the Mandalorian battle circle with, like, no trouble at all.
Hmm.
Because, like, I'm so used to playing with blaster builds that, like, those are a struggle and a save scum fest in most of my normal builds. But with this build, because I'm heavy melee, heavy dueling, hand-to-hand, it's actually freaking easy, and it was hilarious.
Yeah. Currently explore. Here's how
Like,
badly I want these crystals. Is I'm pretty much going through every module and going, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
it's not this module.
Yeah, I know, but I'm also trying to map out the map
Fair
to
enough.
be able to see it as well. It's
Right,
like
fair enough.
I either find it in this module or I don't, but at least I have the module mapped out.
Because, like, here's the thing. If I remember correctly, there are 3 groups of Mandalorian Raiders. There's one that spawns in this module, there's one that spawns in the Grove, and then there's one that spawns in the other estate. And once you fought all 3 of those, you can go back to the Grove and fight their leader. And then that's the end of the Mandalorian quest.
Alright. So, I know if the graphic upscaling, like, look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Graphic upscaling.
It does look really nice. I mean, like, you can tell it's from 2003, but it still looks pretty freaking good for 2003. Like, the
It's
skybox
because
especially,
of...
I really like the skyboxes especially. It looks really nice.
Yeah, that's definitely got to do with the upscaling.
You've been holding out on us again.
Dang! I just realized this game is turning 20 years old this year.
No, please. Take my
Yeah,
wife and
fuck.
children instead.
This game is almost old enough to drink.
Wife and children. Sounds like a good idea.
That is surreal. That is surreal that this game is almost old enough to drink.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh, he's immune?
Ooh.
I was not anticipating encountering one that was immune to that.
So one of the tips I'm gonna have for you for this build is that as you level up, you're gonna want to get an ability called Force Breach, because that if you succeed in a roll with Force Breach, it temporarily breaks their immunities and also removes all their various buffs, so that you can then hit them super easily with, like, Plague and Choke and stuff.
What?
Yeah,
It's what I used when I did my gunslinger build in this game. So, like,
Yeah.
gunslingers in KOTOR 2 are every bit as powerful as the lightsaber duelists, but in completely different ways. In this game, if you're going to do a gunslinger, you basically are forcing yourself down a specific force power path to actually be able to, beat the final boss, like, at all. And that's part of why I liked KOTOR 2 so much, is that it took what this game presented, it improved it, and rebalanced it so that just about anything is viable.
Yeah, I will say KOTOR 2 did feel like it had a better system. Don't get me wrong, KOTOR 1 has a good system. It's just KOTOR 2, because it came out later, had more polish. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. There are ways in which KOTOR 2 was extremely polished, and also ways in which it wasn't polished at all.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, the ways in which it was polished come down to the engine and the gameplay improvements. Like, there's extra icons on your HUD. There's, like, extra icons on your HUD that are applied to your combat stances. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's in this game that is really difficult to access that KOTOR 2 just has a HUD selection for.
Yeah.
Like, you know that thing in KOTOR 2 where you can set your character AI between... You can set your character's AI to basic mode, aggressive mode, or Jedi support mode.
Yeah.
This game has that too, but you have to access it from your character sheets. Like, you have to select your ally's character, you have to go into your ally's character sheet and then select their script from there. So, like, if you go to Zalbar's character sheet, like, not that screen, the
this
one that will show alignment.
Oh! Okay.
There you
Jedi
go.
droid support. Huh. Default tech.
See, I only learned this just the other day during watching the KOTOR streamer that I like to watch on Fridays. I only learned about that just the other day, and I've been playing this game for going on 20 years. either because I totally suck, or because, well, you know, I'm just gonna go with I totally suck and leave it at that.
Oh no, this is the first time I've ever seen this. This is amazing. Should I do Grenadier? Or avoid that?
One of them, so like, I'm pretty sure that Jedi droid support is basically, if you set a droid to that, their AI will automatically use like flamethrowers and stun raids and stuff.
Yeah, uses equipped droid utility items.
But it's like a Jedi character, like say Jolie.
They'll use force powers until they run out of force points. Yeah, and then they'll behave in the same manner as default attack.
Yeah.
Grenadier characters will use grenades in combat when appropriate. It will try catching other party. Try to avoid catching other party members in there. Won't waste grenade if there's only one target. Otherwise, character behaves the same manner as default attack. Huh. I'm going to set Canderous to Grenadier while leaving Zalbar on default. My character, if I need to switch from my character, do be on, the Jedi support. This is amazing. Why the fuck do they make it so hard to find?
Don't ask me. And this is one of the several improvements that KOTOR 2 made that I liked, is that like there's just an icon on the HUD for changing those scripts.
Yeah.
So that you select your character and then you just go to the AI scroller on the HUD and it's right there. The other improvement from KOTOR 2 that I love is that it will mark a container as empty when you've already looted it.
Yes, that is another thing I enjoy from it.
Like, that is like the biggest quality of life thing from KOTOR 2 in my opinion. Ooh, the murder mystery side quest. I love this side quest so much. And like, I'm not even gonna spoil it or tell you what to say. I'm gonna let you try and suss it out for yourself and then tell you how you did.
From what I remember, they're both guilty. Swear to God, from what I remember, there is the two suspects, and they're both fucking guilty, from what I remember.
Yep, you just straight up called it. That they each went out on their own to murder the guy. One guy actually managed to shoot the guy he was after, and then the other one shot the other suspect by mistake.
Yeah. See, I remember this being like just really stupid, if that makes sense, because it was just both of them were guilty. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I love it. Gets you a lot of XP, and it gets you some praise from Cars for, like, if you have Cars with you, he'll comment about how you'll make a great Jedi yet, which is really nice.
Yeah, before we do this quest, I'm going to have to take a, pee, check on my dog, and then, grab myself another drink.
Give her a little scratch for me, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I also need to refill my water, so.
Yeah, this is a great time to take a break. Alright.
Oh my gosh, I remember when I was streaming KOTOR and I was on Dantooine, my old youth group pastor joined the chat and he just asked in all caps, why are there flying manta rays? Like, why are the manta rays flying? I just couldn't help but laugh out loud at that.
Hurry the fuck up, AI, please.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm just skipping that dialogue. And
30
then
30 seconds of a screenshot of a corpse. Lovely.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly... We're going to quickly take a break while we get some stuff to, refill drinks and do a couple tasks we have. So we'll be right back, everyone. Alrighty, everyone, we're back. We just talked about a little bit before we got back, just so I could explain to X what was going on with my pup. You know, since she was having some of those problems. Alright, I'll begin my investigation at once.
Yeah, I really love this side quest. The writing is so good.
I'm trying to remember, do I get experience for talking with the guys?
You get experience for completing the whole quest.
So it doesn't matter if I go and talk to the guys or any of that. I could just...
Well, you kind of have to talk. You kind of have to talk to them to get to the point where the game's like, okay, you've solved the mystery.
Ah, okay. Can only shot from behind with blaster. Alright, let's talk to these guys.
Greetings.
Yep.
You must be assisting Master Baluk in his investigation. I'm Handon Gould. Perhaps you've heard of me?
Yeah, the writing in this side quest is really good.
Yeah. Oh, yes, of course, Mr. Gould!
Well, then I assure you, on my reputation, I had nothing to do with the killing. I will help you with the case as best I can, though. You see, I was out here running earlier today.
If I remember correctly, this is the guy that's wounded.
Can't stand spears,
so you could say he's a bit of a gold mine.
Too, you know. Anyway, I was out running on the other side of that bridge there.
Yeah, I know, that was corny.
From over here. I ran over and found this man Calder lying on the ground, dead.
Go on.
I saw Rickard
yeah, the other guy was mining gold.
Of the rocks south of the river, and I knew something was wrong. I hit my emergency button and called the Enclave right away. Well, there. That's my story. Now, please hurry this up and arrest Rickard so I can get on with my day.
Okay. Let's talk to Rickard.
Another Jedi, huh? Helping that Twi'lek investigate, no doubt. He seems stumped. I'm Rickard Lusov.
No, like, this is very realistic and all, but, like, I always just laugh about how each one is like, the other guy's guilty, let me go.
Yeah, that's kind of very realistic, though, a lot of the time.
Right. Like, there was this video that Storm showed me from one of his YouTubers, where the guy was talking about a murder mystery that took literally years to be solved, because they had, like, 5 different suspects that each knew something, but each one wanted immunity before they would talk about it.
Ah.
And what ended up happening is that each one...
was involved some way.
The testimony of each one of them basically convicted other 2 or 3 of the other suspects at a time. The other suspects who were already given immunity for testifying. So in the end, only one of them went to jail when they all should have probably seen life in prison for it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right, alright. Okay, tell me what happened here.
I was out hunting Iriaz when I spotted one over here by the bridge. I pull out my rifle and aim at it. I couldn't see it that well, mind you, because the damn sun was in my eyes. So I shoot it and it drops. I walk over here and find Handon standing over Calder's body. So why don't you get this whole farce over with and send that one...
There was no sun out that day.
Prison he belongs in.
Yeah, there was no sun out. It was cloudy, it was stormy. No.
What do you want to know?
Let's see. Bollock said you were limping. Are you hurt?
I kind of sprained my ankle running through the bush
You'll get to
before
that.
I found the body. But it's nothing that serious.
I want to ask someone else.
What do you want to know?
Why were you out here?
I told you already, didn't I? Was hunting some Iriaz. Haven't seen many in the area recently, what with those Cath hounds acting up. But they're still around. Was in my blind a little south of here when I spotted one, like I said before. I shot and pow, it went down. But when I come over here, there's Handon standing over the body and the Iriaz was gone. Now, I don't have nothing to do with this, so can I go now?
Not just yet.
So, what do you want to know?
What did you see happen?
Well, I was out hunting Iriaz south of here, and I saw one over by the bridge. The sun was pretty much right behind it, though, so I couldn't see it none too clearly. I shot, and when I came over here, I found Handon standing over the body, holding his side. There wasn't an Iriaz in sight. I think he might have taken it. Calder must have been hunting it himself, because there was a rifle lying close to the body. Bullock's got that now. Mine, too. I want that back.
Yeah, that's all for
Right.
now. Yeah. You already know he's bullshit because there was no sun out.
How can I be of further assistance?
Get more. Holding your side, are you injured?
Injured? No, of course not. Why would I have been? Fit as a bathtub. I run. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Hmm.
So yeah, we've got 2 counts of, if I
How can I
remember
be of further
correctly, we have
assistance?
1 count of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, and a count of aggravated assault on this case. Is the end result.
Yeah. Why were you out here? Alright, what did you see happen?
Actually, I didn't see anything. I was over across the bridge. I heard a shot and came over. I can tell you I was sure surprised to see Calder's body lying there. I just got here when I saw Rickard coming out of the rocks holding his blaster. I was terrified. I had no idea what he was going to do, so I hit my emergency button and called the Enclave. Master Baluk came out here with his droid and started questioning us. I think he really doesn't understand what's going on. I hope that you'll be able to make a more informed decision and get me out of here soon. I have things I have to do.
Yeah, that's all for now.
Of course. Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to
As we
assist.
know, they're all bullshitting. Alright, I believe we can talk to the droid.
Greetings, apprentice. You must be the one Master Baluk has enlisted to help him with this problem. I am an information retrieval droid.
Yep, all the giant flying manta rays minding their own
The
business.
Jedi Enclave from the central government facilities here on Dantooine. If you have any need of my services, please do not hesitate to talk to me. I have already retrieved some information from the archives on Calder Netic, Rickard Lusov, and Handan Gold. I have also had time to examine the body of Mr. Netic. Is there any information you require?
Alright, what did you find out about the
My
body?
preliminary analysis of the body indicates
3
that
hours.
he was killed approximately 3 hours ago
By a single entry blast to the torso.
Is there any other information you
Interesting.
need?
Alright. Tell me about these
These
planes.
plains are rife with wild animals, not all of them benign. The Iriars are mostly docile, but can easily be provoked to violence. Calfhounds, on the other hand, are much more deadly. There have been over 35 catalogued attacks on settlers by calfhounds in the last 2 weeks. A general advisory was given out 3 days ago to carry a weapon at all times when on the plains. Small farms and holdings dot the plains and can provide safe refuge for those in need. Is there any other information you need?
I'll have more
Very well.
questions
I will
later.
be here to assist you.
I believe we can
How can I be of further
talk
assistance?
to them again. No. Nothing more right now.
Of course.
Yeah, I believe we have to talk with Baluk again, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, the writing in this quest is so good, I love it.
Yeah. I want to discuss the murder.
I mean, why else would you be talking to the guy who asked you to help solve a murder?
Exactly. Alright, well, that was all the case, yeah. Martin said he was nearby, heard a shot, and ran over, only find Calder already dead. He said Rickard came out of the shadow with rocks holding a blaster in his hands. Rickard said he was hunting Iraz, saw one through the glare of the sun, and shot at it. It's possible Rickard may have shot Calder accidentally, and Handa may have found the body, but that seems very like an explanation. It's more likely that at least one of them is lying. Obviously, one of the men is not telling us where his true fly. Well, we know they're both lying, but Rickard is lying because there was no sun. It was stormy. There was no sun out.
It was cloudy.
Yeah. It was cloudy, and as he said, it was cloudy and almost stormy, so there was no sun. Rickard is lying. Why do you believe that? It was cloudy, there was no sun glare. That's what I thought. It was very cloudy this morning. It happened as Rickard said. The sun would not have been visible at the time of the killing. He seemed to have caught Rickard in a bit of a lie. It seems I was correct to assume you could help with this case. This lie doesn't prove Rickard is guilty, but I think you've taken first step in unraveling this mystery. We should proceed on the next point. We need to find a motive for killing. Maybe you should talk to the men about their relationship with the victim. If there's anything else. Yeah, or maybe here question the witness. Alright. Let's call Rickard out on his bullshit. Alright. Did you know the victim?
Actually allowed to do
Hell,
that.
we've known each other for a good long time. Doesn't mean I really have to have liked the slime ball. Maybe I
Be
should
like,
feel
hey
so
man,
hard on
we
it,
have weather records
especially
that
now
shows it
he's
was
dead.
overcast.
We
So
actually
what's
got
your
along
story?
pretty well most of the time.
Yeah.
We just had our differences. We were actually business partners. We were involved in some orbit-to-ground transport operations for Aerotech. Can I leave now? I should probably be the one to give the news to his wife.
Well, that's something else.
What do you want to know?
Why would someone want to kill him?
You Jedi are so predictable, always seeing some greater purpose behind everything, when the simple answer is usually the right one. Can't you see that it must have been Handon? I found him standing over the damned body. I don't know why this is causing you so much trouble. You almost seem as lost as this Bullock guy.
Yeah, fuck off. You're
right.
A dick.
How can I be of further
Alright, let's talk to you. Alright, did you know him?
I knew him a little bit, but I was not any sort of great friend to him or anything. I never really associated with him that much. In truth, I didn't really want to.
He had a reputation.
Reputation. Very inconsiderate of family, I heard. But merely having heard unkind things about someone wouldn't make me want to kill him.
No one says you killed him. Yet.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit agitated.
I always like that
Why
option.
must we remain here?
And it's just
Can't you see that Rickard must have shot him?
I'm gonna ask something else. Alright. Why would someone want to kill him?
Well, you see, Calder was involved in some pretty sordid business from time to time. More often than not, I've heard. Disreputable business practices, even more disreputable clients. I've even heard he had dealings with a hut here on Dantooine. Now, I bet you're wondering if I had any reasons to kill the man, but I tell you, I hardly knew him. I saw him once or twice, yes, and I've heard some pretty unkind things about him, but certainly nothing that would make me want to kill him.
Yeah. That's all for now.
Of course. Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
Okay. Talk to the information droid, because the information droid should have more.
Is there any other information you...
Alright. What can you tell me about Calder and Handon?
The Southwood Speeder rental business.
Long story short, they both had ample motive.
A speeder had been rented by Mr. Nettic and Mr. Gould.
Yeah.
Is there any other information you need?
Calder and Rickard.
According to the municipal authorities near the Garang spaceport, there had been news of violent drunken activity in a cantina attached to the port. Apparently, a Mr. R. Lusoff was making accusations at a Mr. C. Nettic about cheating him in a business deal. Jedi Tuka was dispatched
I'm just
to the
taking
scene
this
and
moment while we're in
restored
just a
order.
big
Is there any other
dialogue-heavy
information
segment
you
to
need?
work on a model.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We'll have more questions
I
later.
will be here to assist you.
Alright. I believe now we have to talk with Lobach again, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, if I gotta help you with negotiation. I want to discuss the murder. No, Rickard lied about the sun blinding him while he was shooting, but we need more to go on. Let's examine the relationship of each man with the victim. Handon told me he barely knew the victim. On the other hand, Rickard and the victim were business partners. However, according to Rickard, they got along quite well. On the surface, neither man seems to have a motive for killing Calder. Rickard is lying because they had a fight. And that's something that was, you know, talked about. Rickard ended up having a fight at the cantina. Rickard is lying. Why do you believe that? They had a fight over business matters. It's not unusual for business partners to disagree sometimes, but if found proof was Calder was cheating him, things could escalate to violence. Well, that certainly is a motive for murder. The case is taking shape, however, we must not jump to any conclusions. Perhaps we should now focus on the murder weapon itself. You might want to see what information witnesses and information I can provide you about the blaster found near the body. If there's anything you need, I will remain here while you question the witnesses. Alright, talk with them. Alright. What do you know about the weapon found by the body? Yeah. Start with that one.
That blaster was stolen from my house last week. I never knew what happened to it. I hardly have enough money to afford a single blaster, let alone another. I can't tell you how important it is to have a weapon on hand with all these ravenous cath hounds around. Even an Irias can take a man down if it gets in the mood. Every settler has a weapon. It's our most prized possession. I would most appreciate it if I could have that back after you determine that Rickard is the killer. How can I be of further assistance?
You need to call her better than you admit. You ran a speeder with him.
But I realize this must seem like a motive to you, but I assure you it isn't. I dislike Calder, true. I would punch his face in, given the opportunity, but I would not kill him.
You better come clean. I want the truth now.
My wife was cheating on me with him. They slept in my own bed while I was in the next room. But
holy shit!
I may hate him for that. I could not kill him. It may have been my own fault for driving my wife away. I must try not to take the law into my own hands. I was just out running, trying to clear my head for the divorce proceedings, not stalking him to kill him. Running is not a crime.
Yeah, that's all for now.
Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
That's great motive to kill someone, alright.
So, what do you want to know?
Alright. What about the weapon found by the body?
Yeah, that would be a motive that would stand up in court very well.
Yeah.
Whether he were killing the wife for cheating on you, or the guy she was cheating with, that motive would hold in court very well.
Yep. Alright, what about the weapon found by the body?
Blaster? Never seen it before. Calder himself had a preference for Echani weaponry. He had this one really nice light blaster rifle that he always used. Always wished I could get myself a rifle like the one he had.
Echanis make delicate weapons with too little firepower. Lightweight stuff, if you ask me.
That blaster ain't it, though. Calder only had the one rifle, too, so he either must have borrowed that, or it's someone else's.
I want to ask something else.
What do you want to know?
You thought Calder was cheating you.
I don't love Calder, but we go back a long way. We run a suborbital shipping and transport company out of Garang Spaceport. We've been partners in that business for well over 20 years, and we've been doing just fine the way we are.
You can deny it, but there was bad blood between you. Now, talk to the droid.
Is there any other information you need?
Alright, is there a report in hand on this blaster being stolen?
I'm sorry, but I seem to be failing you. I have searched and searched, but I cannot seem to come up with anything at all. I thought to find the record of the missing weapon report Mr. Gould filed with the authorities, but there does not seem to be one.
Oh, that's suspect. Now missing weapon report, huh? I have the weapon found at the scene.
We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong to Calder. Is there any other information you need?
That's totally something I would do. Like, my weapon gets stolen and I get distracted and forget to report it. Like, that's totally something that would happen to me. However, I know that, like, in this case, that guy is 100% lying to try and get you off his back.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I have heard of someone having how they had made an improvised flamethrower. I don't know where they had made an improvised flamethrower or they had a flamethrower or something like that. But it was stolen out of their shed, and they never reported it was stolen. And it's like, even his friends call him out. It's like, you had a flamethrower stolen, and you never fucking reported it. You're a fucking idiot.
Probably because flamethrowers, they probably never reported it because, like, you need to have, like, a very specific license to be allowed to own a flamethrower.
I believe it was, like, an improvised flamethrower or something like that.
And and if he reported it stolen when he didn't have the license to own it, they could have indicted him on owning an illegal weapon or something.
Yeah, but it's, it's still, Alright, I'll have my questions later.
I will be here to assist you.
Alright. So I take now we talk to Bullock.
Yep.
Alright. Help investigation. I want to discuss the murder. So what have you determined about the weapon found by the body? Alright. Blasted his handguns, he lied about it being stolen. So it got hidden. A lot interesting, but I think we needed one final piece of the puzzle. There's a blood sample of the weapon that had been sent back for analysis before you arrived. Perhaps you can inquire the information droid about it. Is there anything else you need, or remain here while you question the witnesses? Alright, let's get the blood sample.
Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about the blood sample.
I have just received back an analysis of a sample of the blood found on the weapon.
Events of
The blood on the weapon is definitely not Calder's.
Not Calder's.
Unfortunately, there was a bacterial contaminant in the sample that had been taken back to the laboratory, and it had become degraded. We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong to Calder.
I love how, like, you know the final outcome, but you still, like, reacting to it as if you're doing the quest for the first time.
Because I don't remember everything. I remember how it turns out, but I don't remember anything besides that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's just been very interesting, too. It's been interesting to hear you react to something as if it's new, even though you know the outcome.
It's... Okay, this is kind of like why I want to play, like, the Sherlock Holmes games on stream at some point, because I like that sort of thing. It's interesting.
So,
I heard somebody jokingly describe this quest as CSI Dantooine once, and that made me chuckle.
Alright, Alright, here... Oh, it's okay. Like I said, you're opening. Are you hurt?
Kind of sprained my ankle running through the bush before I
So,
found the body.
His ankle's sprained, but it's not blood, which means the other guy has to be him.
How can I be of further assistance?
Guy whose gun it is. How are you injured?
Injured? No, of course not.
As much,
Why would I?
so, like, most of the backseating I'm doing
How
is
can I be of
just
further assistance?
related
explaining
to his
some of the
character
stuff.
build, because he seems to, like I'm backseating his character build and talking lore stuff, less so than just straight up telling him what to do.
Yeah.
In terms of the plot, like, I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you do, is you are here for helping me with my build and to explain lore a bit more in depth. Oh man. So I kind of want to talk about something that happened in the most recent season of Mandalorian.
Don't worry about spoilers, man. Like, I don't really follow new canon.
Mythosaur.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so you heard about the fact that the fucking Mythosaur are alive?
Yep, I did. I heard about that.
Bro, I saw that and it's like, oh.
When I heard it, I vaguely recognized it because I remember hearing about it, like, in Tales of the Jedi or something. So, like, the Mythosaur did originally come from Legends.
Oh yeah, I remember that. But I was still like, oh, they brought Mythosaur back into canon and it's alive on Mandalore. Oh my. Alright. So, more right now.
Of course.
So, you can't exactly call them out on which one's blood it is. But one of them is holding his side, one of them has a sprained leg. So, I think we have to talk Bullock now.
Now, which one do you think it is?
Well, if you're to go based off of this sort of thing, it would sound most likely it would be Rickard. But at the same time, based off of evidence we're finding, plus of the sheer fact that one of them is bleeding, who has the blood, I would be believing that it could be, at this point I would still believe it could be one or the other. But more likely, I'd probably be leaning towards Mr. who's bleeding, Gold.
Yep.
But at the same time, Lussoff is so circumspect that I would believe that more likely it had to be both of them working together or separately. Also, I need to quickly take a break. My parents just got back, so I need to go talk to them for a couple seconds and check on the puppy. Be right back, everyone. Sorry about that, everyone. Happened to be that my parents also, stopped and got food. So they brought me home some food. Yeah, it's incredibly cool. My father tried pulling the, brought me a drink. It's like, yeah, here's your drink. It's like, okay. You give me food? I don't know. Or, no, he told me no. It's like, no. It's like, you fucking ass, you brought me a drink, but you didn't give me no fucking food?
Sounds to me like he's just messing with you.
Yeah, he was fucking on me.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see where he gets it. I can see where you get it from.
Yeah, so I got McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Mm.
They're not the greatest chicken nuggets in the world, but hey, they're cheap.
They're okay. Yeah, they're cheap. They're okay. I don't know if you noticed this. Storm pointed this out to me, but like all the different fast food chains except for one talk their food up in their ads as being the greatest thing, right?
Yeah, it's not ever.
Except for Burger King, who are just super freaking honest. Like, here's some mediocre food for a decent price.
My thing is, I'll get the chicken fries from them. I was like, their chicken's okay, but in all honesty, they probably have the worst nuggets. But chicken fries are pretty good. But the thing about Burger King's, it's spicy. There are some spices to it. So here's the thing. Ordinarily, I share my dog likes chicken. So ordinarily, we take the breading off and we give her some of the chicken. And with Burger King, we can't do that to her because it's spicy.
Oh,
so
boy.
she can't have any of it.
Yeah. That'd do it.
Oh, you've never seen the glares I get when I don't offer her some. Oh, I've gotten glares. Like, she literally can count nuggets. And if she doesn't count a nugget for herself, she gets upset.
So here's my fun dog story, right? One of the guys that I go to a Bible study group with has a cute little dog. It's like, I don't know exactly what the mix is, but I know it's part Chihuahua. Little tiny cute black thing, right?
Uh-huh.
But like that dog, like it's a dog, but it has the spirit of a cat.
Oh.
Where like what it wants, like if you pet it when it doesn't want pets, it'll like growl at you. But when it does want pets, it'll climb up beside you on the couch and then tap at you with her paw. Until you, yeah, she'll like tap at you with your paw until you start petting her. And like she'll keep doing that until she decides she's done and then climb down.
Oh my god, you just described my cats perfectly. One of my cats, she taps on you. If my mom, she'll, lay on my mom in bed. And she'll tap at my mom. But because she's sitting on her chest, she'll tap the face. My mom has had an argument with her about not being allowed to tap her with the claws on her lips.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my cats also have a nasty habit of when the litter box is not clean enough to their liking, they go outside it. And they have a nasty habit when they're pissing outside the litter box to look you dead in the eyes while doing it.
Like, you didn't clean. This is your consequences. Clean it.
Oh, yeah.
I find that both hilarious and also see how it's totally frustrating as all hell.
Oh, it's even worse. We had some papers on the ground because we were cleaning. And my cat literally got on there. Abigail looked my mom dead in the eyes. She had piss on that papers. And my mom told me the next day, your cat almost died last night. What? Yeah, your cat looked me dead in the eyes while pissing on papers. She almost died last night. Oh. My cats are crazy.
It's like the cats know what's gonna get under your skin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now any pet owner can tell you, animals understand you. And they can talk. It's one of those, when you've owned a pet for long enough, you can figure out how they talk. So, each of them has specific mouths for yes, no, person, person, person. Even referring to them, to each other. They have specific mouths for doing that. One of my cats, she has her toys, she carries around the babies, and she will meow, meow. Come on, come look at them. It used to be at one time her sister would come running to come look at them. But ever since they, start fighting with each other, that doesn't happen no more.
Oh.
Yeah, we just recently got a new couch, too. There have been arguments with them, and a lot of spraying water at them to get the point. No clawing the couch. And my mom literally looked at my cat, Abby, as she stretched to claw. My mother lifted her hand, and the cat figured out immediately, oh, she's ready to smack me. Yeah, let's not claw it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, when I was a kid, I had a goldfish for a while. I had named it Zerubbabel because at the time I read the book of, I think it was either Ezra or Nehemiah in the Bible, where they had the record of the Jews returning to the Promised Land from exile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the name Zerubbabel is one of the people who led the return to the Promised Land. That's where the name came from. But anyway, that goldfish, like, I swear that fish was smart. Like, I had it because I had it partially because I had a school assignment to condition a fish to recognize tapping the glass as lunchtime.
Mm.
And eventually it would get to the point where, like, even if I was holding the can, it got to the point where, like, even if I was holding the can of food and I didn't tap the glass, he wouldn't perk up. And, like, I could swear, like, I had, like, actual interactions with that fish. I'm not sure if I could really describe it, but, like, that fish was smart.
Oh, no, I believe you. That's the thing. People don't really think about it unless they've owned pets to realize how smart they are.
Oh, yeah, the other one is that my older brother, so, like, he kept a Jack Dempsey cichlid and a black belt cichlid in an aquarium together at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you actually, like, watch them in their day-to-day activities, it seemed like they hated each other's guts, right? There would be some kind of territorial dispute at least once a day from those two.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But then one time the aquarium sprung a leak, and he had to separate them for a while.
They missed each other, didn't they?
Yeah, it got to the point where, like, they were totally bored because they couldn't live without each other. Like Popeye and Bluto.
It was good. So, can't live with you, but I can't live without you.
Yeah. The other one was, like, that Jack Dempsey cichlid was probably one of the smartest fish I've ever seen, right? So, this is one story is, like, I saw this at a couple of different occasions, right? So, my older brother also had an aquarium that he briefly was breeding convict cichlids in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, like, I kid you not. Okay, so for those of you who remember Zoo Tycoon 1, you know how the lions or the warthogs would, like, breed out of control until they were mad because there wasn't enough space for all the animals in the exhibit, and then you just sell them all for a massive profit?
Mm-hmm.
Convict cichlids in real life are that.
Oh.
I kid you not. Like, you put a male and a female in an aquarium together, and I swear they will have laid eggs within a couple of days. And so one of the things my brother would do is that he would take one of the he would occasionally feed baby convicts to the 2 cichlids I mentioned before.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Now, one day, like, I actually got to see this happen, right? So one day, the little baby fish swam into a flower pot, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was used as decoration in the aquarium, and it had a little hole in the bottom of it. So they swam into the flower pot, and when the big cichlid came in after them, they'd swim in through the hole, and the cichlid would get briefly stuck trying to get out, right?
Huh.
This was the Jack Dempsey cichlid, right? So the Jack Dempsey, what it does is before the next feeding time happens, he actually picks up pieces of gravel and plugs the hole in the back of the flower pot with gravel.
Yep. Yep, that sounds
So
about
that
right.
when the little baby convicts swim into the flower pot, now they're just trapped.
Yep, they're clever like that. All right.
Yep.
I'm going to take my food out to the kitchen, and I'll be right back. Alright, everyone, I'm back. Alright, so
Alright.
here's the funny thing, X. I was literally telling you about the couch falling, and my cat Angel just tried to do it, and my mama, swatted at her, and Angel literally raised that paw like she was gonna swat back, and it's like, don't you swat back at me, who do you think you are? And it's like, I literally looked at her and told her, you got a death wish, cat. Black Paw Bandit's got a death wish thinking she can swap back. And yes, everyone, my cats and dog have Paw Bandit nicknames. You have the Black Paw Bandit, which is my black cat Angel. Then you have my gray tabby cat, which is Abby, who is the Gray Paw Bandit. Then you have the White Paw Bandit, my dog Daisy. Oh, stems from a habit that Angel had as a kitten, where she reached up, tap, tap. Ooh, yeah, that feels like a nugget. And pull it down for claws. Taught it to her sisters.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I never talked about how my dog pretty much mommed me to my oldest cat Angel because she didn't have anybody. She was she was an adopted cat from a shelter.
Yep.
So she didn't have no one teach her that stuff. So she literally carried her around as a kitten. And it's like, here's the litter box, you go here. Here's food and water. And showed her everything.
That's honestly adorable.
Oh, it is.
That's totally adorable.
My animals when they were younger were really cute. I mean, when I was... I got Daisy when I was like 5. And last Wednesday I turned 20. So she's 15 years. So...
Dang. For a dog, that's old.
Well, for her mix, being, Chihuahua Jack Russell Terrier mix, she could go 5 more years. But, yeah, she came from an Amish community, the pup. And our other cat, Abby, she was a farm cat, She was a kitten born to a outdoor farm cat. So, that should tell you kind of their mix. Alright, let's talk about Bullock. Because I believe we now need to talk to him about this, correct?
Yeah, remember when this was a KOTOR stream and not a pet chatter stream?
Well, I was having fun talking about them.
I'm just teasing ya.
Yeah, alright, I want to discuss the murder. I assume the blood often belongs to the victim, but I want to be thorough. What have you learned about the blood on the weapon?
Hey, it's actually not that different from like the other KOTOR streamer that I really like to watch. He's like a philosophy nerd, and so like very occasionally, like the gameplay will just stop while we're talking about philosophy, while everyone like him and the chat all are just talking about philosophy.
Yeah, makes sense. Alright, it didn't belong to the victim. Pricing, so the blood must belong to which one of the suspects, but which one? Handon's blood, because he's the only one who's, holding something. If you got a wound, you'd be holding it, so Handon. Why do you believe that?
His name is Handon because his hand on his side.
Yeah, he's clutching his side. That's been moving oddly since I arrived. Perhaps we should examine him more closely.
Hey, what are you doing?
There is blood. Told you. Seems like Rickard killed Calder for cheating on business. While shooting Calder, he must have hit Handon by accident. No, they are both guilty. A bold conclusion, one most people would not arrive at. But we are not like most people, we are Jedi. Still, I'd like to know how you came to this conclusion. We know Calder was cheating Rickard in business, but what possible motive could Handon have for wanting Calder dead? Handon admitted that Calder was having an affair with his wife. Yes, well done. Both men had a reason to want Calder dead. This is my theory of this morning's events. Both men knew Calder would be out here this morning, and each plotted to kill him. Handon found him first and shot him because of the affair Calder had with his wife shortly after Rickard arrived on scene. From a distance, he saw Handon and thought it was Calder, so he shot him in retaliation for the credits Calder cheated him out of in their business. Handon must have dropped his bastard, the one we found seen covered in blood. He probably thought Rickard was going to kill him, so he called us, hoping he convinced us it was Rickard.
Damn both of you.
This is enough. Culpability of both of you. Murder and attempted murder of KOTOR Netic is evident. Additionally, Rickard Wilsoff can be charged aggravated assault and attempted murder of hand and gold. Alright. I place both of you under arrest, Jedi Order, and will escort you to the holding facilities in the Jedi Enclave. You have done well here, as obvious you've been studying your lessons carefully. I'll be sure to inform Jedi Council of your performance in this little test. Good day, and may the Force be with you. I'm sorry, I did not want to listen to him more than I had to, if that makes sense. 1,310.
All I have to say, Mucha Shakapaka.
The hell does that mean, man?
It's one of the alien dialogue lines in this game. It's kind of a meme.
Alright, now that we've done that, let's take a game save.
Like, there's a few specific aliens that have, like, when you play these games for long enough, you'll notice that the aliens' dialogue lines kind of start to loop after a point.
Yeah, I won't disagree there.
It's especially noticeable with the Ithorians in KOTOR 2. Like, wow.
There we go.
So, I got two. I actually think if you if I was like in a friend group where everybody played KOTOR, I would 100%. I would 100% walk into a party, walk into a costume party wearing a locker, going, somebody out there? Fishy, 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 come to eat me too, huh? That'll show you. Like, if I was in a friend group where everybody was, like, a familiar player of KOTOR, I would totally do that as a Halloween costume. It'd be so funny.
What?
Alright. Take another game save. Alright, here are the Mandalorian Raiders are. Fuck it.
Now the question is, are you gonna save Juhani?
I believe from what you said you can earn more Darkside points if you save her and then kill her or do stuff with her later.
Yeah.
So we're gonna save her just because it ends up being a net positive for Darkside points if we save her first.
What's really funny is that, like, when you're doing all her dialogue, you basically have two dialogue options through the entirety of talking about her backstory. Is you get the nice guy, good guy, light-sidey, supportive, encouraging friend response, and the total uncaring dick response, and there's no in between.
We're datapad. What is sector base? South of here, take a couple trips on out of this. They look suspicious to right. Okay. Central grounds. Well, there was remains there too. Oh. No, a data pad, of course, melee shield, ooh, strength amplifier. Strength +2, that's useful. Yeah, I can remember. Mile bike out today with some funny if one then takes a vodka jam. I consider yourself lucky if someone was dumb enough to take that thing out, he would have plowed right into the ground within a kilometer. Ooh, looks like the guy probably died, huh? Oh, well, that's better than the gauntlets I already have on. Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes the item descriptions in this game can be really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you'll read the data pads or, like, your journal entries is just hilarious. Personally, though, my favorite one has to come from a mod. There's a mod I played that basically, like, reskinned a bunch of modules to make a Yavin 4 level. Where, like, you could go from the space station to the surface of Yavin 4. And then there was this weird convoluted quest line with no journal entries that you could do just for like extra XP and some OP weapons. But one of the first things you encounter on the surface of Yavin Forest is just a torrent attack wandering the woods. When you kill it, there's a loot item called something brown.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
And then when you pick it up and read the description, it's your PC yelling at you for picking up torrent attack shit.
Here's Rohani. I don't want to deal with that right now.
Which is honestly like that. I honestly thought that was just hilarious. Oh
Come on. I'm trying to do what I can to like stun stuff.
yeah.
This is what I live for.
Because it ends up helping in a long run. Especially health-wise if I do that, so... Hold on. I didn't notice, but it looks like OBS. Tell me, is it frozen on the option screen for you?
I don't think so. Wait a second. It might be.
All right. Give it 5 seconds. Tell me, is it still frozen on the option screen or?
I think it is.
All right. Well, let's take a game save. Try to deal with that.
Okay.
I fixed it. That's for sure. There we go. Fixed.
There
yes,
you go.
all you got to see my pretty desktop, so fuck off. Yeah, I don't like having to I don't like showing my desktop, but I kind of had no choice on that. It's kind of what I have to do to allow this to work. Mains. Some Mandalorian melee shield. Take it.
I'm here.
Okay. Suck Johanny now.
I will be your doom!
I will be your doom!
Come on!
What?
There we go! Ah, she saved on the first fear attempt. Oh, nice stunned!
Dang, your rolls are crap.
This is why we have the save.
Yep. Yeah, your rolls were crap on that one. Wow.
Yeah, again, that's
like,
why we took a
with all
save.
your dueling feats and strength modifiers, that should not have missed that many times in a row. You just had crap RNG.
Yeah. Again, this is why we're going to grab those remains, and then we will take an immediate save there.
Yep.
Okay, since we already kind of saw that, we'll just kind of skip what we can of it.
Yep.
To be fair, that's not a surprise because I think every time I kind of fought Giovanni before, I've had that happen. Hey. Oh, come on.
And to think this person's gonna take down the
There we
Dark
go.
Lord of the Sith.
You are strong. Stronger than me, even in my darkness.
Why did you... What are you doing here?
Juhani, and this is my grove. This is the place of my dark power. This is the place you have invaded. When I embraced the dark side, this is where I sought my solace. It is mine.
You've been corrupting the calf hounds.
Yes. Aren't they pretty? My pets. They like the smell of power I exude. They know their master. I harnessed true power when I struck down my master, Quatra. Power enough to crush the life from someone such as you. Or so I had thought.
And I laugh at your pathetic attempt.
What is it you want? Why do you bother me?
That's not very Jedi of you.
Yeah. I was sent by the council to clean tank from this
The council
grove.
has sent you here to kill me. Why then? When you bested me so easily, did you not simply finish your task? Is it
Yeah,
not
there's kind of a
apparent that I
running
can
joke
never
with
be
the other
saved?
KOTOR streamer I watched that, like, they say taint a lot in this game and they say echo a lot in the second game.
Persuade, I have no desire to kill you, Johanny.
You
Boom.
do not?
Success.
I am pathetic. I sit here and think myself to be great
Yay for
by embracing
persuade
the dark
skill.
side, but I am
Yep.
nothing. There is no way I could be turned back. I always thought they held me back, or jealous of my power. But this is only because I was not good enough to meet their standards. I never have been.
Come now, Johanny. You are a beautiful young woman who has much talent.
Thank you for your kind words, Jedi. You seem to know just what affects
I'm
me.
just going to keep
I
persuading.
still have much to learn. Both
Yeah,
about
if you
being a
maxed
Jedi
out your persuade skill, it's
and
pretty
about
easy to just do this
myself. But I
conversation
wish
by
the
picking
cost of
every
my
persuade
ignorance had
option.
not been
Yeah.
so high. I wish that my master had not suffered because of me.
It is not your fault.
I only wish things could have been different. If she were alive now, there would be so much I would say to her. So much I would apologize for. I think, in my own way, I truly loved her. How can the council ever take me back with what I have done? Striking my master down in anger is unforgivable.
Do not worry. They will surely take you back.
I should convince them that I am truly repentant, that I am willing to forsake
Oh,
the
no, no,
dark
no,
side.
no.
Maybe
Join me in the dark
they
side
would accept me
again.
back. Do you think
You
they
will
would?
false
Could that be
repent,
possible
and you
after
will
what I have
join me in
done?
the dark side. Of course they would. They would always accept you
Thank
back.
you, Master Jedi. I will
Now, like,
return to
here's the
council
thing.
then.
She actually
I
is
shall
truly
submit myself
turned
to their
by this
judgment
event.
and hope they will
And when
forgive
you do
me.
the dark
If
side
only
option
there
for
was some way I
everything,
could
she
make this up to
regrets
you.
killing the
Again,
guy
I
later.
thank you. I am sure I will
Her
hear
side
great
quest
things
is
about
really
you in the future.
annoying.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes it glitches and doesn't happen.
Additional remains. Battle Simulator med packs, my Chevrolet. Right. Let's take a save. Yeah, let's do our 2 saves. Now that we have Johanny. Some of you guys maybe kind of goes like, is that 2 saves over? Yeah. Oh, more than you need. True, it's more than you need. But I've had saves corrupt in this game before. And if it hadn't been for taking 2 saves, I would have completely lost at the fucking end game. So, yeah.
Oh,
I had it fuck up at Rakata Prime. It corrupted. At the fucking temple on Rakata Prime.
oh yeah. That stings.
Yeah, so trust me when I say 2 saves is just right.
On several of the loading screens, it will actually overtly recommend you keep several save files. Several congruent save files. Save often in a different slots, it will say. So that, like, you know, in case something corrupts.
Yeah.
The fear animation for the Cap Hounds is weird.
Uh-oh. Party member down, party member down.
That'll show you.
Salbar down, Salbar down!
You're dead.
Oh, there's the droid. There's the droid over there.
That'll show you.
I'm not going any closer to it. There's no reason for it. Honestly, just get on back higher. Quicker, so. There we go.
What?
Yeah. Alright.
Thank you for saving me, Master Jedi. I am C842, a personal assistant droid.
Personal assistance droid?
I am C842, a personal assistant droid. Although in recent months, the assistance I render seems to have taken on a disproportionate significance.
Are you Louise's
Did
droid?
she send you to find me? Please do not tell her you saw me.
You're running from her?
Yes, but I have my reasons. I'm afraid my owner
There's
became a
two
bit
very
too
Darkside
attached to
things
me,
for this one.
obsessed even.
Both are kind of
She
funny.
tried to treat me as her dead
One of
husband.
them is that you
It
can
was not
destroy the
healthy for her.
droid and then go and tell Elise that the droid is still out there, and she'll go running out after it. And the other one is that you can force the droid to go back with her, and then as they walk back home, the droid will say, "Help me."
I don't know which is more dark. Which one's more dark side?
I don't know. I just know they're both totally fucked.
They are. All the time?
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious what she's doing to that droid. Probably not.
Obsessed. She rarely sees other people and appears to be fixated on me as her husband. She was becoming more and more insecure. I thought it best that I leave. She may meet other real people this way. In fact, that was the reason I came here and sought out those cat hounds.
Are you suicidal or
I
something?
think it would be best if I were no longer a factor. She
Oh
would
my
have new people,
fuck.
living people, please.
That's...
Please destroy me.
Yeah, for those of you who have seen Futurama, this lady is a robosexual.
Oh. Honestly, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send him back because I feel that's more dark side. Is to torture a being like this. No, you should go back to her.
But why?
Because if you don't, I'll carry you back myself.
Being determined.
Oh.
But I have very little choice. So be it then. I shall return to her.
300 points. There we go. Oh. Oh, is this it? Yeah, it's Crystal Cave.
That's it?
Well, I was saying taking a save if there's no. I should be fine.
Echo Base, we've found them. Repeat, I've found them.
Ouch, Canderous. Okay, level up. Skills. I believe we want security, persuade, and awareness?
You're gonna want repair.
Oh, repair. Duh.
You want persuade and repair.
Persuade and repair. Duh. I don't know why it was so stupid. Stupid. What the fuck was I thinking? Okay.
Because you're gonna be trying to repair HK-47 later, so...
Yeah. Powers. Alright, Ooh. So, disable droid?
Let's see, what do you have access to? Disable droid...
Or...
Disable droid will be very helpful for the droids in the ruins later.
So let's go with disable droid.
Yeah.
Alright. Set. Salbar level up. Skills. I believe his is like tree injury and... Tree injury, awareness. Demolitions. Because I don't think it really matters for him.
If it was Zalbar, you can just hit recommended and it's not a problem.
Yeah, feats. We want him to have Master 2 Weapon Fighting, correct?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay. I hate when you give them like the abilities that they have, and they don't fucking use the abilities because the script doesn't allow it.
Yeah.
Alright, for Canderous, just tree injury. Feats. I believe there's like no reason not to just like give him Master Power Blast for when I'm using him. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's actually a bug that makes Canderous kind of frustrating because he's clearly set up as a heavy weapons guy. Because there is a specific heavy weapons feat in KOTOR 1, which like they're just classed as blaster rifles in KOTOR 2.
Yeah, from what I remember...
1, there's a bug with heavy weapons that make them not work the way they're supposed to work. So Canderous being set up for them is just kind of not great.
Yeah, I believe it's, it falls under Dex, I believe. Not Strength, it's Dex. And he's so built for strength, but the way we have him building is for Dex.
The way it's supposed to work is you're supposed to have a certain strength modifier to be able to use them, but the modifier for their attack is still Dex.
Yeah.
And so just because of it not working the way it's intended, Canderous is not great with them, and he's just better if you set him up as a melee character.
Yeah, but since we had him, you know, with, yeah. Set up
just
for...
like mods you can, like that's another mod I would consider to like not be a
stuff that fixes bugs and stuff like that. I mean?
Like,
yeah.
Like all your all your resolution editors, those aren't mods in my opinion. Those
they're
are just
quality of life
things, so you can actually play it, right? I consider the fixing the heavy weapons bugs to actually be bug fixes as opposed to mods because like they're making it work the way it was intended to work.
Yeah, so like what you say is kind of like if someone was to do your kind of view as community patches are bug patches. They're just that, they're a patch.
Yeah.
They're not exactly a mod, they're a patch.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I understand that. I kind of hold they're still mods, but they're a different sort of mod, if that makes sense.
Technically, they're still mods. I'm not denying that they're mods. I'm just saying I don't consider them mods in the same way that, like...
Yeah, you're pretty much not going to go if something has a community patch and resolution patches. You're not going to say, to you, that's like, that's not really modded. That's quality of life.
Exactly.
Yeah, I kind of have that same opinion, but I still put it down, like, whenever I have that sort of stuff, I still put it down as modded, because it is modded, but it's quality of life modded, not...
There's also just, like, a general consensus, like, I've actually talked to a bunch of different KOTOR people about this, that, like, if you get a stream KOTOR, or you're recording yourself playing KOTOR for, like, YouTube or Twitch or whatever...
Yeah, you need resolution fixes.
And you have those resolution fixes... those are just universally accepted as not necessarily counting as mods because you're just making the game playable on a modern system.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree on, patches, community bug kind of fix patches and resolution fixes as being just quality of life, not really mods. I can agree with that.
Yeah, like
I still put it down personally
like,
as modded just to cover my bases, if that makes sense.
Texture, like mods that change or enhance the textures or change the sound effects or things that add new items. Those are mods, not bug fix mods.
Yeah, I have some of that. I do have is texture enhancement.
Brotherhood of Shadow is a mod. Mm-hmm. It adds new content, new items, new dialogue, new quests, etc. But like resolution fixes, that's just quality of life stuff. I'm not gonna count it as a mod if I'm if I'm trying to decide if I'm running KOTOR, if I'm running my KOTOR as modded or not. It's modded because I have other things installed that aren't just resolution fixes or bug fixes or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that on stuff like that, where my opinion is I put it down as modded because it is the truth, it is modded, but it's not.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's like most people are going to agree with you on it's not truly modded, it's just vanilla enhanced is what a lot of people would put it down as. It's vanilla enhanced. It's not truly modded. It's vanilla enhanced, but it's still sort of modded.
Yeah, and like, I actually even when I hold that opinion, I actually still struggle with whether TSL RCM, the Sith Lord's Restored Content mod for KOTOR 2.
My opinion on that is it is technically modded.
I'm struggling with whether or not to consider that a mod because it brings content into the game and new items and stuff, but all that quote-unquote new stuff that it brings in is stuff that was supposed to have been in the game in the first place. So I'm struggling with whether or not I want to consider that a mod or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that if you're restoring content, it's still modded. It's just a restoration mod. It's still a mod.
I mean, that's fair enough. But TSL RCM, very much it's part bug fix, part items that were supposed to be in the game that got cut, part quests and dialogue that was supposed to be in the game that got cut.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion if you're restoring cut content, I still kind of would say it's a mod, but it's not a true mod, if that makes sense.
So here's my question for you then. So when we're in the temple later, you have the two rooms where it's define the life-giving biomes and define the death-giving biomes, right?
Mm-hmm. Right, how that was cut content.
Yeah, one of the, because there was supposed to be a star map planet for each of those biomes.
Yeah.
And if you notice, one of the biomes listed is volcanic, but there's no volcanic planet in the game. That's because there was a planet that was cut super early conceptually before even the modules got made for it. There's a landing pad module that got made, and that's about it.
I'm of the opinion that
and so we also there were a bunch of there's actually a team of modders working to build their own Slaheron off of notes they took from interviews with the developers about what the general outline of the planet would have been, and both in terms of where the star map would have been, how you would have gotten to it, and what the side quests would have been.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that is modded. It's even if it's restoration of content sort of mod, it's still a mod.
Here's the thing, TSL RCM is, the difference here is that TSL RCM is straight up stuff that was still hidden in the game files of the game. They just had to cut a bunch of stuff for time. Whereas this is a planet that was cut super early on for one reason or another developmentally. Either they didn't have enough time or personnel to devote to that planet, so they just straight up left it out. and the
Yeah.
only hook left is the extra biome in the Dantooine puzzle sequence, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of
So,
that would just be a mod at that point.
so like I'm consider even though it was intended to be there and it's based on developer notes, I would still consider it a mod because it never got that far in the first place.
Yeah.
As opposed to the HK Factory in KOTOR 2, where like the modules and all the dialogue and stuff were still in the game files. They just had to come back, polish it up, and tie it all together as a complete level that you could access through the side quest.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opinion that still falls into being modded. Even if it's restoration of content, it still is technically modded. Because you're having to mod to restore it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, truly, modding a game is anything that modifies the base game files is a mod. That is how classification of mods work. And that's kind of what my opinion is. Sure, you can say that, oh, it's quality of life, it's, this or that. It's still technically a modification of the base game files, so it's still a mod. But even if general consensus says it's not a mod,
like
that makes sense.
Yeah, like recently we got our hands on a copy of Battle for Middle Earth 2 that me and Paul have been taking turns playing, and on my laptop, I actually had to perform a modification so that it would actually, launch.
Yeah.
Like I had to create a new .ini file to go in a separate folder with the proper resolution settings written in it so that it would actually launch on my laptop.
Man, I'm over here nodding. It's like, oh god, creating new .ini files is a bitch. Trust me, I understand it. But it's still a bitch.
I mean, all I really did is made a new copy of an existing one and then transferred it to the folder I needed to transfer it to, and then I opened it up in text and just wrote the settings I needed it to set so that the game would actually launch.
Yeah.
At that point, that's I don't necessarily consider that a mod because I had to do it in order to be able to play the game.
I can agree with that. It's one of those that, yes, it's still technically a modification of the base files, but at the same time, it is also one of those where it's a modification of it to allow you to run it.
Yeah,
so, I pass into that gray area of where it's technically a mod, but it's to allow it to run. So
yeah, like there would I didn't add any new units or skins or factions. All I did was create a new .ini file in one of the game's related folders so that I would actually be able to run the game.
Yeah, that pretty much brings up like the really interesting thing of what is a modification. We can get that looking into that once I'm back. I've got to use the bathroom, so be right back, everyone. Take this time to stretch, get yourself a drink.
Yeah, people came here for
KOTOR
and ended up getting modding philosophy 101.
We'll be right back, everyone. Alrighty, everyone, we are back. Now, we were previously...
For more KOTOR and modding philosophy.
Yeah, we were talking about modding philosophy. So, what would be, like, I understand...
That'll show you.
Andy, I agree with you on the, to start a game, modifying a file, is technically, it can be viewed as a sort of modding. It's technically, you know, the most technical definition of modding, it is technically modding, but it's not really. Everyone would pretty much agree, it's not really modding if you're having to modify a file to allow a game to run.
Yeah. So, like, I didn't mod, in quotes, Battlefield 2. I just, like, edited the resolution so that it would actually launch, so I could actually play it.
Yeah, the best way to define it is...
I did not add or change any content in the game.
Yeah, the best way to define it is you modify it to run. It's still modified, but it's modified to run.
Like, the best example I can think of... Okay, so pardon the train comparison here, but it's actually an absolutely perfect comparison. But there's there's a steam locomotive called the Duke of Gloucester, or Duke of Gloucester. I'm not exactly sure which one. I've heard both. But it was a steam locomotive designed by Robert Riddles as part of the British Railways standard steam locomotive fleet. It was supposed to be the first of the standard class 8s, and there were supposed to be more that followed it. But while it was being built, some of the people who were building it looked at the blueprints, saw some of the components he was using in the design were more expensive, and then cut corners with the design, particularly in areas of like the firebox ventilation and the chimney blast pipes. I think were the specific ones. And what ended up happening was the engine was a very poor steamer, very old-shape Henry-esque, if you pardon the Railway Series reference. Right?
Yeah.
It didn't work properly. It couldn't do exactly what it was supposed to. It was considered kind of bad. It was like... Robert Riddles was peeved because he knew that if they'd used the right components, it would have worked. Right?
Yeah.
But British Railways didn't see it as being worth rebuilding the engine with the originally intended components because by the time, like, they'd sussed out why it was going wrong, right? Right? Oh, the albino calf hound!
Try to fear him. Or horrible. Yeah, I know, it is still fear.
So, anyway, back to what I was saying.
The fucker kept resisting!
The engine did not work properly because they used the wrong components. Well, then eventually, the engine was preserved by, I think they're actually called the Duke of Gloucester Preservation Society or something like that. And when they were rebuilding the engine for mainline running in the 1980s, they actually were able to get a hold of the original blueprints for the engine. And what did the preservation group do? They went to the time and trouble to custom order new parts to the spec of what was in the original design of the engine. You know what the result was?
It worked better than it ever did.
Not only did it work better than it ever did, the way it was performing after they built it the way it was supposed to have been built in the first place, it wound up being one of the best and most powerful steam locomotives built in the UK of all time.
Yeah.
Okay? They did not mod Duke of Gloucester. They fixed issues so that it would actually run.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay? And that's the view I have with what I did with Battlefield Earth 2.
Yeah. It's kind of what I say is, it was modified to run. It wasn't truly, modded. It was just modified to allow it to run.
Yep.
It's just a different sort of modification.
Yeah. Exactly. As opposed to the rebuilds of the A3s that were done in the BR era. They were rebuilt with double blast pipe chimneys and smoke deflectors so that they could use lower quality coal and save money. Like, if you watch the review I did of the, if you watch the review I did, it's the model I have of Flying Scotsman is of her current condition, but her current build, as per the restoration group, is of late BR era Scotsman. So it's replicating that condition with the smoke deflectors and the double chimney.
Let's see. Okay, at this point, it is safe to return to Ebon Hawk.
Yeah, you killed the albino calf hound. That thing actually, I'm going to tell you this right now, the albino calf hound is a one-time spawn. It actually won't spawn back.
Yeah, where the fuck is Canderous? Canderous! He caught himself on an edge, of course.
Welcome to KOTOR pathfinding.
Yeah.
KOTOR pathfinding 101. If you round a corner if you round a corner too sharply, AIs will get caught on it.
Architect Mercantile. Oh, I don't think I've ever gone into Architect Mercantile.
That's one of the markers of this game's age, and I'm going to be honest, as frustrating as it can be, it's one of its charms, too.
Oh, yeah, it's just so fires. Like, see what you have for sale. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, whatever. I don't give a shit what you gotta say. Just fucking show me. Computer used and was paired. Oh my fuck, that's actually kind of a good one. What the why is his shit so good? What the fuck? Breath mask. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember liking these breath masks.
You think this guy's shit is good? Wait till you see the ultra late game stuff on the Yavin station.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I forgot how good some of the stuff in this game can fucking be. Clothing. No, that's kind of like values. No fucking reason to sell. Alright, Mines. Don't need. Don't need. Okay. Is there anything you would recommend buying from his that I might be able to buy?
So, like, the absolute best gear for a lot of, like, I can tell you right now, a lot of the best gear for a lot of the companions is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's a pistol that's like Cassius Fett's heavy pistol or something. That is the best blaster pistol in the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think you get it from a shop on Korriban in vanilla. I'm used to playing with a mod that just kind of inserts a bunch of extra Cassius Fett pistols in the Mandalorian Vader quest.
Yeah.
But, like, that Cassius Fett pistol is one of the best things you can have, and if you want Karth to have the best damage output, give it to Karth. Or if you just want Mission to have more damage. And, like, for Mission, actually, I can recommend, there's a pistol you get off of Saul Kareth during that fight, as a loot from Saul Kareth, that gets bonus, I think it gets, like, bonus sneak attack stuff.
Like, I'm gonna say really quickly, this Calisarian's utility belt seems really good.
Oh yeah, that thing is phenomenal. Buy that.
I'm down to 1,000, 2,000 credits pretty much. So,
especially, like, that Calrissian utility belt is phenomenal, especially if you're planning to try and rebuild HK.
Yeah.
Because, like,
I don't really have
it on, and just swap it on for a repair boost, and oftentimes that's enough for you to just complete all of HK's story stuff.
Yeah, I don't have anything, else. I haven't really been making use of the sound dampening stealth unit. It might just make sense to just switch over now, but
there is also a second one of those in one of the tombs on Caravan to deal with the audio-sensitive droid.
Yeah.
So, like, if you decide you really want it back later, you can just go to Caravan. Like, seriously.
He's got all the droid stuff. Okay, so yeah,
Excuse me.
I'm just looking. I don't really use it much, but I may as well, still keep it. There's no reason not to. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff where, oh, we can talk to Johanny here, huh? Should I go ahead and do so?
I mean, you don't really get anything from it, aside from just hearing more of the dialogue they put their time and effort into recording and acting.
Yeah. Alright.
Which I feel like it's disrespectful to not try and find everything,
Yeah, I can understand that. Maybe you spoke to the council.
To the council, and they have helped me see the truth about myself and the truth of my actions. Quatra's injuries were not so severe as I first believed. I was foolish to believe I could harm a master such as she with my clumsy efforts. The fierce confrontation between us was nothing more than part of my training. Quatra wanted me to understand the threat of the Darkside. To see
one part left to finish by X29.
Path of light.
Nice.
Yep.
Ways Jedi are strange indeed.
It may seem strange, but I trust her wisdom. This lesson has
been I am still totally paying attention to both you and the game.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know. You're just building model to have something to do with your hands.
Exactly.
You can't expect to get everything handed to you on a silver platter.
And what I might do after this is actually get out that Dublo Scotsman and fit some of the extra details that came with it.
To explore the turn of my own spirit.
Because like there's a schooling coupling I can put on the front end. It actually came with crew figures I can put in the cab.
That's cool.
There are other disciples who need training throughout the galaxy, and she could not stay to see if I passed this most.
I love that they're coming with those now. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
The council now feels I am ready to continue with my training, though they have asked me to wait here for the time being.
Now what I really hope is that this Dublo Scotsman actually came from a whole range. So like February the 24th was Flying Scotsman's 100th birthday.
I do not know what the council
and so this model was a part of a range that Hornby put out portraying Scotsman at various points in her life. And one of the models was a diecast redoing of the US Tour version. Like you've seen my US Tour Flying Scotsman before,
yeah.
I think you have, right?
Yeah.
Right? So like please, what I'm really hoping is, like, I'll have to ask around and see if anybody who has one of those knows if they actually made a figure of Alan Pegler for that one.
So request. Let's see.
Like, I doubt it, but that would be an awesome extra step.
Alright, so Bondar on hit property stun DC 10, 25% for 2 rounds. That's nice. Then we have this Rubat attack +1, damage +1. That is nice. Green. Honestly, since we now have other colors. Here's what yellow looks like. Here's what blue. Green. Red. I like red, so we're gonna go for red, especially since I'm going Saffron.
Yep. Not every Sith Lord had a red lightsaber, you know.
Yeah, I know. I just happen to like it.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember. If I'm remembering correctly, there's a couple that have purple sabers.
I still find it absolutely hilarious that Samuel L. Jackson's purple saber was because he liked the color, and George Lucas went, yeah, we could see about it.
ExarKun actually kept his original Jedi crystals in his lightsaber because synthetic Sith ones would have made the handling too inappropriate for the fighting style he was developing.
Okay, I guess talk to the council now. Or do we go back and talk to the guy that we talked to before?
Yeah, I think you talk to Jar first.
Yeah, well, let's talk to Jar first, just to make sure.
You know what? I'm gonna do it the same way.
You have done well, my pupil.
There we go.
The ancient grove has been purified, and Juhani's journey down the dark path has been halted. Because of you, she walks once more in the light.
Yeah, I have found a spectacular way to mount like rudders and stabilizers and things that don't have any extra tabs on them.
Yet she was still vulnerable to the dark
and it has just made life so much easier when making
these. She struck her
these.
master in anger during her training and injured her greatly. But it was Quatra's choice to test Juhani this way, and it seems to have made its point. Juhani has been redeemed, and you have passed your final test. Congratulations, apprentice. Or should I say, congratulations, Padawan. You have proven yourself worthy of joining the Jedi. Let me be the first to welcome you as a full-fledged member of our order.
Okay. Yeah, the Jedi robe.
There we go.
He's like, Jedi robe, max dexterity bonus +8. It's like, okay, cool.
By the way,
but
what that max dexterity bonus means that's the maximum modifier that will go through while you're wearing that robe. So like even if you have a higher dexterity bonus than that on your stat sheet, it will only go up to +8 with that robe on.
Yeah. I have no desire for only going up that high, so.
Yep.
Because I believe I get better. I always get a better defense with, you know, this. That's really more what I care about is defense value rather than looking like a Jedi. I couldn't care less about that. Okay, now we can talk to the council again.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, in this run, you're basically just Darzana-ing your way through this, if you know what I mean.
I believe I do. I believe she lied about being a Jedi or something like that.
There's a scene in the book Darth Bane Rule of Two where Darzana uses a Sith magic spell to project a false light side aura so that she can infiltrate the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. I mean, you're basically telling them that, like, yeah, I'll follow the Jedi way. Yeah, I'll totally do that, only to conquer the galaxy behind their backs.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, yeah, I'll totally do that. Fuck, I will. Alright, let's talk to them now.
Have you come seeking knowledge of the past? Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Or so they say. As a chronicler of the Academy here on Dantooine, I feel it is my duty to share the history of our order with the newly initiated.
I guess I clicked on the wrong person for this.
Our recent history is one of tragedy and bloodshed. The Mandalorian Wars, the fall of Revan and Malak,
aside from the one training sequence where he plays the part Dorak, basically just exists as a lore dump on the Mandalorian Wars.
I mean, fair enough. I don't have time for this right now.
All right. The X-29 is done.
Though I think it is unwise to ignore the lessons of the past. Perhaps you can return when you have more time.
Alright, I believe we'd have to talk with Mandar, right?
Yep.
It is good to see Juhani has returned to the way of the light. You are to be commended for your role.
When you realize him and Yoda have the exact same voice.
For the future. Your training is now complete, Padawan. And perhaps now, it is time we dealt with the matter of the dream you and Bastila shared. When we heard of the ruins in your dreams, Master Dorak recognized it as one of a series of ancient structures here on Dantooine. This one in particular lies to the east of this enclave. We sent a Jedi to investigate, but he has not returned. Perhaps sending him in the first place was a mistake. The Force is guiding you through your visions. It may be that exploring the ruins is a task tied to your destiny. That is why the Council has now decided you should be the one to investigate this. The secrets to stopping Malak may be hidden within those ruins. You must investigate them and find what Revan and Malak were looking for.
My dad always likes seeing the pictures of the planes and tanks I build, so I just sent him a picture of the X-29 with zero context.
I think I'll be going now.
Difficult for young Bastila, and for you. But you must draw strength from each other. May the Force be with you.
Alright. Bastila. I'm not sure whether I want Canderous or Zalbar.
I would bring Zalbar, and here's why.
Yeah, I just thought about it.
You have Canderous equipped with an energy weapon, and the droids have a heavy resistance to energy weapons, at least when they're not stunned.
I didn't think about that. You're right. Yeah. Alright, Zalbar it is.
I demand justice! The Central
You see, when you know exactly what's coming, it'd be super easy to just pick the right guy for the job.
Into this matter,
yeah.
And there are times where Jedi companions and blaster wielders are not the correct solution.
Yeah.
With the Sandals, if there is some mistake.
Mistake? My son Shen is missing. How can there be any doubt the Sandals are to blame?
There are other possible explanations for your son's disappearance.
Ah, you Jedi are good for nothing but talk. I shall only wait so long before I take action on my own.
As dangerous as the threat from Darth Malak and the Sith may be, we Jedi cannot simply abandon our other responsibilities. The Council has promised Alan Matali we will look into a son's disappearance. Should you have time, Padawan, you may want to investigate this matter.
Is there anything else I should know?
These two families have been settled here for some years now.
And causing me no end of trouble.
Indeed. They have been settled here for some time, and feuding ever since.
Oh, let's get through his time.
Shen Matali has not returned to his father. It may ignite a savage and bloody feud between the Matali and Sandral estates.
Yeah, pretty much what this quest is Space Romeo and Space Juliet.
But the Jedi are
yep,
not
Space Romeo and Juliet.
Our influence and teachings.
It's like that Jimmy Neutron episode where they do the Macbeth in space play. That's what this is. Romeo and Juliet in space.
The title Jedi. You would do well to remember this, young Padawan.
The task has its own importance. It may also serve
to
divert our minds.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be honest.
Something which carries
my mom made me read a bunch of Shakespeare when I was in high school. And so, like, I understood about 90% of the references in that episode, and now it's, like, one of my favorite episodes in the whole dang series just because I laugh uproariously at all the really bad references.
Awareness and treat injury are what we're going with best feats. I believe we want Master 2-Weapon Fighting, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, Master 2-Weapon Fighting, powers... Or shield, Night Valor. Trying to remember what the fuck we want. Sable Droid might be a good one to give her.
Yes, because if you can score Disable Droids, then you'll actually be able to deal damage to it with your lightsabers.
Yeah. All right, Sable Droid.
I'm also gonna point out those droids do have some really annoying secondary weapons, so be careful.
Yeah, set her to Jedi Droid support. So double blade lightsaber, Okay. So we want to give. Let's make sure she has a Mandalorian melee shield just in case. Reason not to. Response package. Ooh. Oh, she doesn't have the stuff for that, does she? Okay.
Yeah, the implant feats.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest,
so...
I like KOTOR 2's version of the implants better, where like everybody can use implants from the get-go, but the restriction is based on their constitution bonus.
Yeah, so...
That makes a lot more sense, honestly.
Would dexterity even be helpful to give this Albar?
I mean, he doesn't have a giant amount of defense, so like having some dex is good for him. Like,
all right, I'll give it to him so he at least has just some sort of dex mod.
Most of Zalbar's
I'm here.
defense comes from the fact that he's tanky as hell.
Yeah, still having that Dex mod should prove to be slightly fucking helpful. Alright. Throw on one of the crystals onto Bastilas, so that will do a bit more damage when she has to use hers. And now we can leave again.
Yep. Now with the X29 done, I've got an F111 to start.
Hmm.
Not now, though.
I drink way too much soda. I have to use the bathroom again. Okay. I will be...
Brings the phrase soda fountain to a whole different meaning.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick save. Yeah, I'll take both saves.
Okay.
And then I will be right back.
I will be right back as well.
Okay. See you in a couple minutes, everyone. Alrighty, everyone, we have returned. I'm tempted about whether or not I should do the Romeo and Juliet stuff, yeah.
There's a super dark-sided
things.
ending to it where you can just tell them all to shoot each other and get it over with.
I'm sorry, I do not know.
Oh, I see. I am mistaken. How may I be of assistance?
Oh. Must be going now.
Farewell, then.
I was trying to figure out if these people were important. I guess not. Those people on this path here, I think, are just... detail, huh? Just lore? Is that it? X?
The people on the path there?
Yeah, people on this
so,
path
like,
here.
you can talk to them and they'll ask you if the council is ready to see them, and you can just lie to them and say yes, and they walk away.
Do you got experience for that?
I don't know.
How
Let's
may I
see.
be of assistance, Master?
Okay.
Farewell,
Don't
then.
know. See if this person.
Hello. I'm afraid I'm not very good at explaining
Oh.
things. If you have any questions, please ask my...
Have you
Just
found
that
the
one.
Mandalorian raiders yet?
Okay, let's deal with him. Yeah, I killed some on the plains.
Good. Put them down like the animals they are. But now that you've killed some of them, they won't stop until you've defeated their leader. You must find him and kill him too.
Welcome back if I find their leader. I believe we go back to the grove for that. Alright, let's talk to this woman and her droid.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I don't know what I would have done if I had lost him.
No.
It's just so great to have him back.
No.
We're just gonna go right home, right now, and celebrate. Aren't we, my lovely little droid? Don't worry. I'm gonna hug you, spoil you, and care for you, and make sure you
No.
This was your choice, dude.
Creepy.
Talk to the droid.
I know, I'm trying. He's
I'm
moving
pretty
too
sure
quick.
that to get the help me dialogue, you have to talk to the droid before you talk to her.
Oh. What the hell is this guy?
They might appear in the Enclave dormitories.
Oh. No, warrior. I'm honestly at this point skipping a lot of the non-human dialogue. Just because
Fair enough.
it takes fucking forever for them to speak, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're trying to sell me something, aren't you? Must be able to defend themselves, therefore I offer high quality prices. I'm here offering much up and roll price. Let me see what you're selling. Yes. Let's see. Oh. Hey, Cassius Fett's battle armor?
It's not the best thing in the game, but it's cool. Like, there's actually like a game I've seen people play where they'll try to collect all the uniquely named items, like the thing that's X person's sword or X person's armor or X person's blaster.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's just rather fucking unique. I've never seen that sort of thing before, especially since it's upgradable armor. Okay, that does explain it. That is such a high fucking price.
I mean, upgradable heavy armor is pretty good.
That is true.
If I remember correctly, the stats of Calo Nord's armor that you get later for just defeating Calo Nord
is a lot better,
even when upgraded, than the upgraded Cassius Fett armor. So
yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna go straight to the grove to defeat the Mandalorian. Believe he should be where we defeated Johanny, right? Or am I being stupid?
So the last Mandalorian group will be their leader, I believe, because
yes,
because like you should, like you did.
We defeated
fight
the original three.
Grove, right? You fought the one on the Metallic ground, the one on the ground,
here's
and the one in the grove.
Here's
so, yeah,
their group now.
It should be Sheriff. Take a save before you fight these guys, though. They are.
Oh, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to take a save here. Alright, here's my save. Yeah, Shurik.
Ah, so this is
the
Meddler.
That's it.
You have caused us far too much trouble for a mere Jedi. I will add your head to those of the other Jedi I have killed, and take yet another lightsaber for my own. Now you will know why the Mandalorians are feared. For Mandalore!
Oh, he's immune to fear. Come on! Backstab, backstab, motherfucker, backstab. No matter whether it's me or him. I'm gonna backstab your bitch ass.
Ooh, yep. See what I mean? Sherrick is a monster.
There you go.
You there.
Sherrick down. There you go. Now you basically got this.
There we go.
Zalbar saved your ass.
Yes, yes he did.
Zalbar saved your ass by out DPSing Sherrick.
Apparently he was poisoned. Damn it. Force depleted. Alright, Sherrick. Oh, he has lightsabers. I forgot about that fact.
So, like, the idea was supposed to be that he's like General Grievous and collects lightsabers. There's a lot of dialogue that says he fights with lightsabers, but
What
then
can I
they
do?
would, but for that to work, they would have had to have classed him as like either a Jedi or a Dark Jedi or a Sith or something, and that just wouldn't fly for a
Right.
Mandalorian. So they just put him on his corpse.
Yeah, let's see. 216. Yeah.
Because you have to be like a Jedi class to have the weapon focus thing for
Single fire.
lightsabers so that you can actually use them.
Yeah. 2 plus free. Okay. It's not bad. 2 plus free. Let's see. You already have that. Indeed. That's good. And you have Fortitude plus 2. We may as well make sure you have Fortitude plus free. So, nullifier. Interesting. I'm trying to think. You have again. You have just clothing, which gives nothing. A Jedi robe is better than the clothing, so I'll stick the Jedi robe on Bastila. Okay, let's take a new game save now that we have, you know, Sherrick defeated. I believe the ruins... No, that's the ancient grove. I don't know what I'm thinking. I guess we may as well do the side quest now. So, Sandral Grounds, is that where we want to go first? Or is it Mattel?
So I think you go to, so like that would be the grounds for the estate you're gonna go into later, but there's actually an important thing that like there's you find the corpse of one of their kids on the plains, and that's what'll let you get in that estate in the first place, is that you know that kid is dead.
Yeah.
Now.
You just beat the ass of a Jedi killing Mandalorian. Calf hounds don't scare you no more.
Yeah, I think we need to start with the first ones, right? The Mantel or whatever. Before we deal with it. I forget how you're supposed to start this one.
I'm here.
And like all the dialogue pronounces it as Matale, so there you go.
Matale, okay. How am I saying Mattel then? I don't know.
I'm here.
What the fuck are you doing?
Maybe because Mattel also leaves a sour taste in your mouth.
Ha.
Okay, so for context, I am a Thomas the Tank Engine fan because I am a fan of the books that the first few seasons of the show were originally based on and the realistic universe portrayed within. And the current owners of the Thomas franchise, Mattel, have turned it into a dumb 2D baby show.
That's always what happens to kids shows. That's the unfortunate fact. Kid shows always somehow end up like that. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of kid shows that deal with some serious topics and address stuff like that, which is really nice that they do that a lot of times, but a lot of them just don't. Right, pass card required to enter.
Like, early seasons of Thomas were not afraid to get dark. Like, there's an entire story arc in the first season about Henry having basically a disability and having to find alternate ways to cope with it. And then eventually he gets rebuilt and is a stronger engine afterward. Almost like he got, like, a reconstructive surgery to fix his fault or something. Right? And let's see, there's the whole fact that they taught. There's the whole fact, like, this was a really big thing in the books too, because the books were being written at a time when British Railways was starting to scrap their steam engines. But like, there's a story. So like, when the Scottish twins Donald and Douglas are first introduced, it's made clear that Donald was purchased by the Fat Controller, but Douglas stowed away to avoid being scrapped. And then in the story Escape later on, which was adapted in season 3 of the show, he's taking a goods train to the mainland and he ends up rescuing another steam engine from scrap. So like, that was a constant thing in the show. These engines, they were mortal. They feared their own mortality.
Alright, so which one should I reply for this? I come on behalf of the council, or my weapons are my authority? Which has more Darkside? My weapons are my authority.
So here's the thing. Have you found one of these modules is now going to have the... So like, the Sandral child is actually dead and out on the plains, and you can find him and like, be like, he was killed by calf hounds.
No, I don't think I found the body.
Yeah, you need to find that body.
Sorry, we're going now. Yeah. I just don't remember where the body is, if it's on...
It's on the Matali grounds, I believe.
Alright. Yeah, that's the annoying part, is like, trying to remember what fucking module has what.
There's the... Let's see, Season 5 is also just overall very cinematic and dark. Like, there's an episode where a couple of diesels straight up try to murder one of the steam engines.
Okay.
No, I'm not
what I would
making that
expect
up.
to hear.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Oh, here it is, Death Settler.
Toby witnesses an accidental suicide in one episode.
Okay.
Okay, saying accidental suicide is a bit of an exaggeration, but, you know, typical Season 5 things. And then, like, there's the episode in Season 3 where it explains that the local forest is Henry's favorite place in the world, and it gets destroyed in a storm. That episode still brings tears to my eyes.
Castari, Called the Rack.
Yeah, like, there was some pretty high concept morals in Season 3 especially. And to see that they took that wonderful franchise that depicted a realistic universe and featured very high concept morals and turned it into a dumb, overstated 2D kids show with no realism, like, it made me mad. It straight up made me mad.
Yeah.
Sorry, little tangent there. Mattel is a bit of a hot button topic for me because of that. The only thing I will say is Mattel can't take the classic series or the Railway series away from me.
Alright. Just gonna say really quick, I do not believe, based off the body I found, I do not so believe that he was there, because that was a researcher.
No, that was it, because if you look at the data pad, you'll see that it's the Sandral child.
Cassis Sandral. Oh my gosh. You're right, I'm an idiot. So do I go to the Sandrals first, or?
Well, at this point, you will go to the Sandrals.
Okay.
And then you'll...
So it does actually work out better to go to the Sandrals first. Got it.
I mean, like, there is a conversation you can have with the Metalis, but it doesn't really go anywhere.
No reason to do so.
Aside from them telling you that Shen has been kidnapped, and you kind of find that find that out already when you go to the Sandral place, because Rahasia tells you.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, my father's a good man. Don't judge him too harshly. Oh yeah, he kidnapped the other kid. That's basically how that conversation goes.
Yeah. Okay, let's get over there. Yeah, it's just... How do I put it? Some of these side quests on this are... kind of do suck at times, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, all that... Yeah, it's like... It could have been kind of simpler. Okay, what I really wish... I believe you can do this in 2, is fast travel around the map, or am I wrong? I feel like I'm wrong on that.
Yeah. No, like, you can't, like, there's a fast travel system in KOTOR 1, but basically it's transit to ship, and then transit to the place you last transited from. And you can, like, if you really know what you're doing, you can use that to your advantage to just hop around from place to place. Like, if you transit from what you want your final destination to be, you can go around and do a bunch of side quests, and then walk back to your apartment and transit back to your final destination as a shortcut.
Yeah.
So, like, whenever I play Terrace, I will transit back from Javyar's Cantina in the lower city, and then complete all of my, and then from there, I will complete all of my upper city quests. And Dueling Ring, and, like, the first meeting with Canderous, and the Sith base, and all that stuff. And then from there, I can just go back to my apartment, take stock of everything, pick up some med kits from the vendor, you know. And then from there, just transit into Javyar's Cantina, collect my bounties, and then talk to Canderous and get to the Terrace endgame. Like, if you really know what you're doing, and when you remember when you last transited from, you can use it as a fantastic shortcut. In KOTOR 2, there's basically one planet with a fast travel system, and the fast travel system, quote-unquote, breaks after the main event of that planet happens.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing. That's kind of the thing about this that I dislike about the KOTOR games, is there's no fast travel system.
KOTOR 1 has a fast travel system with Source. KOTOR 2, not really.
Okay, KOTOR 1's fast travel isn't exactly a real fast travel, if that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, like, if you know what you're doing, you can leverage it to your advantage, but it's not really great. It's better than nothing, but it's not great. KOTOR 2, like, on Nar Shaddaa, there's a speeder that you can find parts laying around for, and then repair it. And then you can use that to go from module to module, until the big exchange meeting happens, and the Godo's yacht thing. And then after that, it just tells you for no real reason, oh, this speeder broke, it's been sabotaged.
Yeah, but you get my point. It's like, there is no real fast travel system in either of the KOTOR games, and it kind of sucks, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does at times. Like, I've never played a game with a more comprehensive fast travel system than what KOTOR 1 has, so, like, I can't really speak further than that. But, like, I can understand why you think it's inadequate, because you played, like, Skyrim and stuff.
Skyrim, Assassin's Creed, most modern day games have a fast travel transit system. to allow you to fast travel around the map. And it, you know, it is one of those, like, older games don't really have that. I understand that. But it's still one of those that I wish it did exist.
It could be frustrating, basically.
Yeah. To be fair, I believe it was like 2008 maybe when fast travel transit systems started becoming a thing.
I mean, if you really think about it, KOTOR 1 was kind of the pioneer of that stuff with its transit back to ship and then transit back thing.
Yeah, kinda, maybe. There might have been a more popular game that was more important for it, but the true kind of like modern day fast travel transit system didn't really start appearing until like 2008 and forward. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright, Cassandra is dead.
Cassus is dead. Then it is as we feared. You should speak to Murek yourself. He will want to question you on the details of his son's death. Murek left orders he was not to be disturbed, but given the circumstances, I will make an exception. Go into the main hall. Murek will meet with you there.
Okay. Here we go.
I have been informed by my protocol droid that you have news about my son Cassus.
Alright. Your son Cass is dead. I have seen his body.
Is dead? I was afraid of this. Yet in my heart I knew it must be true. What happened to my son?
Oh, that second one is so fucking evil. I love it. Cassus is a Calhoun Chew toy.
Are all Jedi so callous towards those who grieve? No matter. Your cruel words hurt me no more than the news itself.
I'm having trouble seeing it.
Hounds?
Are all Jedi so callous?
Yeah. Was to blame. But this changes nothing. My own son is dead. Why should I shed one tear about
I'm gonna
the
say
disappearance of my bitter enemy's son?
Typical. Anything to continue the feud which has become so customary to you people.
I must ask you something.
And then Bastel will reprimand you for being an asshole like he usually does.
My son had a diary, his private, personal thoughts. Now
at least if you're doing a Darkside run, and the Lightside run should be like, oh, you've been such a model example and I suck.
More to me than it ever could to you. I will give you 100 credits for its return.
Like in the Lightside runs, and you do the Bastila side quest and the Lightside run, she'll be like, she'd be like, oh, you've been such a perfect example and I suck. And the Darkside run should be like, you're so cruel and malicious. How can you be this way?
Oh, okay. Persuade. Make it 200 and you have a deal.
I did not realize the Jedi were such cold-hearted monsters. Very well. You shall have your 200 credits here.
Your actions show you are overly focused on material wealth. This is not the way of the Jedi. You will have to learn to let go of your greed if you wish to
Okay, so
walk
I
in the
missed
light.
something here because I was laughing at Cassus as a Calhoun Chew toy.
I persuade for getting 200 credits instead of the 100.
What was he paying you for, though?
His diary, his son's diary.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
You want the diary?
You are here from the
Give me
council,
credits.
Are you not? Looking for Shen Matale?
You asked he wanted to pay you for it, and you asked for more.
Yeah.
As opposed to being like, I'll give it to you for free if you need it.
Yeah. Right. Well, I do with my own business, so back off.
I thought you would listen to me. I thought the Jedi were
Like, here's the thing, you should talk to her, because, like, she'll tell you about how the kid from the other family has been kidnapped,
not approve of your actions
and then you can
here.
bring them
Perhaps we
together,
should
and then
try
have an
this
ending where
outside
everybody shoots each other.
You made your wishes clear
Alright,
to me the
talk
last
with
time
her.
we talked. I won't bother you anymore, though I would ask you to leave our estate. This is private property.
I'll leave when I'm good and ready, or I've come to apologize for my earlier behavior.
Yeah, you should say that, just because you'll get more Darkside points later.
I did not realize the Jedi were such bullies. Unfortunately, there is little I can do if you refuse to respect my wishes. I shall not bother you anymore. You made your wishes clear to me the...
No, don't get it no more. I've come to apologize for my rude behavior.
Then you will help me.
Yeah. I'm here to find Shemetel. Maybe we can help
My name is
each other.
Rahasia. Nurik is my father. He has not been himself since Cassis disappeared. He is mad with grief, and he is convinced the Metales are responsible. He's not thinking rationally.
Yes, just kill like half ounce Metale. Why did I say Metale?
Yeah.
Metales have nothing to
Cassis
do
is
with it.
dead. It is as I feared. Though I'm relieved the Metales are not responsible. My father is a good man. When my mother died, he raised me and my brother by himself. He loves his children, and we love him. I just don't want you to judge him too harshly.
Tell me what's going on here.
You must understand that father has been under a terrible strain. I have no wish to disobey him, but there are matters where even my father's authority is not absolute.
Quit stalling and get to the point.
My father has kidnapped Shen Metale. He is holding him prisoner here in the compound. He feels this is a way to get back at the Metales, a way to get
Yeah, you
even
don't
for
want
the
to stall, you'll
disappearance of my brother
crash.
Cassis.
I see. There is the answer we seek. The Jedi Council should be informed of
That's
this
what you
at
get
once.
streaming
No,
with me, buddy.
since
You
Cassis
get
went missing, my
puns.
father has become unstable. He might hurt him if you do that. He no longer even cares if the Metales are responsible for what happened to Cassis. I am afraid my father will simply kill Shen out of a mad, misguided lust for vengeance.
Why are you telling me all this?
Shen is an innocent victim in all this. My father is not a bad man, but his grief has driven him to madness. He must be stopped. Please, find Shen and rescue him before my father does something he will regret forever.
Here's the thing, you
I
should
would take you
promise
to the
to
prison,
help
but I
her,
cannot let
and
my
then,
father
like,
see
you know,
me with you.
actually
Take
help
this
her
key.
get
It
Shen
will
out.
open an unguarded door at
And
the
then
rear
you
of
can
the
have an
estate.
ending where
You
they
and
all
Shen
shoot.
can make
There's
your
an
escape
ending
through
you
there.
can get where they
There are
all
many
shoot each
security
other, and
droids
it's
guarding the
actually
halls.
kind of
Please
hilarious.
hurry. You are
Because then
Shen's
you can go
only
back
hope.
and talk to all the Jedi about it, and they'll be like, there was a battle out there. Do you know
Oh,
anything
God.
about it? And you can be like, no, I have
You are
no
my only
idea what
hope.
you're talking about.
My side points again. Alright, so what, we just go through the entire place?
And you basically just get a... You have to go outside and enter through a side door.
Ah, okay. Go outside and enter through the side door. Alright. Now we go around the side and go into the door there. This gets me more dark side points, correct?
Yep, in the end, you will gain a lot of dark side points from this. This is...
Alright.
It's honestly completely screwed up what you're gonna do here.
Let's go to the mains. Just keep doing what we can for that. Okay. Locker. Parts. Alright. Computer panel. So we have so many spikes. Fine, fuck it. North hallway. Turn, view south hallway. Turn, view security room. Turn, view central security room. Overload it. Turn. You. Repair room. I mean, I may as well, especially since I have all these spikes, if that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like no reason not
I
to.
mean, it's also just a bunch of free XP, you know?
Yep. Power conduit overloaded. North hallway. South hallway. No. No. Already done this one, yep. Right. Fuck it, may as well download that. Should give me some experience. Oh, look at that. That was enough to level up. Whoops.